Hi, and welcome to another video on my channel, Maisha Safi. I wanted to talk about nomadic work and online jobs. More specifically, jobs for people who, A, want to go back to nature, but they don't know how to sustain themselves while they're on their travels or they're embarking on their journey to make themselves more self-reliant and to actually do this lifestyle sustainably and logically. Uh, there's been a lot of jobs that I've worked over the past 8 years. I've been dipping and dabbing in online work for a grand total of 8 years since 2011. So there's a number of jobs that I personally have worked, a number of things that I personally have tried, and I've gained a wealth of experience in this online world to be able to share what I'm going to share with you today. I'm also going to give you some sharing economy work. I'm also going to give you some online work leads and job boards that have been really helpful in me finding extra work and me finding other jobs. And over the course of these past, I would say 3 years. So I'll give you all of this info today. So first things first, let me talk about some of the online jobs that I've personally worked, and maybe some other companies that are similar to them where you can find work that is about the same. Number one on the list is Cambly. Cambly is an online platform that allows you to tutor people from around the world, in which you get paid 17 cents per minute, which equals out to about $10.20 per hour. Which is really cool because you don't really need any extra training. You don't need a degree in education. You don't need any of that. You don't need a English tutoring certification or English teaching certification. All you need to be is a native English speaker because this platform is really for conversational practice. And it's usually pretty busy. You get a lot of people from all around the world who are calling in just to practice their English with a native speaker so that they can improve their own English. So it's been pretty helpful for me over the past 3 years as a backup income. It is, I mean, you could make it into a full-time income depending on how your expenses is set up. How your expenses are set up, and how your savings and your checking account is set up and all that good stuff. If you are able to do that with Cambly, go right ahead. But, if you live in the States or some of these more expensive places, it's good for some backup income, in which you get paid weekly. So it's good if you need some emergency income or you just need something, pretty quick. It's quick money. You have other online tutoring sites like VIP Kid, which you do have to have a degree in order for you to apply for them, a 4-year degree in order for you to apply with them, in which you teach children from children in China. I believe at a 30-minute to an hour basis, and they pay you upwards to $22 per hour. Moving on to some other work that has been really influential, which is language and search engine evaluation research, which I've been doing for the past 3 years on and off between different companies. One of those companies is Appen Global. Appen is a really great company that contracts you out. So basically, you sign a contract and you're a contractor for this company, and they just send you work. When they come across different contracts from clients, they will send you work depending on your qualifications that you put into the Appen database. And most of the work that they send you is usually language research, more people to people, face to face research. And also, they have a lot of search engine evaluation research, so doing a lot of ad research online. This, depending on the job, you can easily make anywhere between, I would say, $13 to about $15 an hour on average with Appen on the contractual work basis. I know for me, when I worked for Appen, the longest contract that I've had so far has been about 6 months, and that was pretty helpful. It was pretty cool. I think I made about $15 an hour with that contract for over the course of 6 months, and it was 20 hours a week, which I was still nomadic, so my expenses are really low, so that was perfect for me. Transcribeme, going into other aspects of, of this first, before I even go to transcription work. With Appen, you have a lot of companies that are like this that allow you to do search engine evaluation. That does a lot of different type of research on a contract basis. That is all online work as long as you have sufficient internet, as long as you have a laptop, then you're good to go. Oh, and a smartphone. For a lot of these companies, a lot of them require a smartphone because you have to kind of do research on both. Some of those other companies was Lionbridge. I've worked for almost a year with Lionbridge. And Zero Chaos. Zero Chaos is another one. Zero Chaos is not one that I would bet to have long term, but it's perfect if you just need something quick because the contracts usually last about 2 weeks. However, they do pay you pretty decently for those 2 weeks. I think that when I was on for Zero Chaos for my contract that I had with them, I made about $21 an hour, and you can work up to 30 hours per week for those 2 weeks. So it was really helpful, really, really helpful as far as the overall picture of your funding source. You have Leap Force. Leap Force, I think, was bought out by another company, but Leap Force is another company that I've worked for that was pretty good. Once again, the contract was not that long. I believe that one was only for like a week or two. So Zero K, some of these companies are not long term, but they're perfect for short term supplemental income. Now on to transcription work. Transcription work would be you pretty much listening to audio clips, whether it be for legal, medical, whatever it is, business. Sometimes they have financial meeting, minutes that they want you to actually transcribe, where you listen to, and they have guidelines that you follow, and you basically type out what it is you hear to submit a written description of that audio. In transcription work, they pay you by the audio minute, which the audio minute is not the same as regular minutes. So, you have 60 minutes in an hour. It could possibly take you 2 hours, maybe, to transcribe something, depending on you and your skill level with transcription work. So they pay you by the audio minute. So the audio minute is the actual listening minute time and a minute time that it takes you to actually convert that audio. So FYI. However, Transcribeme pays you, I think you can make about $10 to $15 audio hour with Transcribeme. But there's other companies that they have out there for transcription work, which can pay you anywhere between $15 to $20 per audio hour, which it's not that bad, but there's definitely other things you can do to supplement your income for better. But if you want to do Transcribeme, you want something that doesn't require you to be connected to, a large amount of fast internet, or it doesn't require you to be connected to something that requires you to do video chat, or it requires you to have a really quiet background. Transcribeme is definitely great for that. Plus, it's easy to apply. You just take a simple test. They tell you if you pass. If you pass, then you join. It's open for newbies, so people who are new to transcription. It's great for that. But they also have other companies out there, which you can get more information from some of the online work leads and job boards websites that I'm going to give you. They have a wealth of information about transcription jobs and a hefty list about transcription work. Moving on to writing, for those writers out there, easy jobs that you can do. One of those companies is Text Broker. It's a content mill website, which a content mill is basically a website where they have clients that they have to get writers to write certain content for, usually blog posts or short writing articles for you to submit, usually about 250 to about 500 words max. Okay, so with transcription, not transcription, but Text Broker is pretty easy. You submit a sample, about a 500, I think about a 300 word sample, speaking about a topic that you can speak about, and they have different categories for you to actually choose from for your sample writing. You submit it. They tell you if you made it through or not, if it was up to par, and they give you a rating. So with TextBroker, they give you a writing rating from 1 star to 5 star. 1 star, they get paid a certain amount, and each star gets paid a certain amount depending on your level, all the way up to 5 stars, which I have yet to meet somebody who's actually been rated a 5 star out the bat. 5 star ratings for TextBroker pays the highest. I think you can make anywhere between, what is it, like anywhere between like $5 for a basic writing, all the way up to about $25 for a writing clipping for TextBroker. So if that's something that you're interested in, you'd like to write, and you don't mind writing for a content meal, you don't mind writing about certain things you may not necessarily be interested in, if you don't mind it, then TextBroker is wonderful for you. Plus, it will help you to hone your writing skills so that you can have that for future reference. You can actually have that to lean on for other writing gigs out there. There's plenty of other information about other writing meals and content meals on the online work leads and job boards that I'll mention at the end of this video. Secret shopping is another form of income that I've utilized over my time of doing online work and nomadic travels. And what secret shopping is, basically you're just acting as a consumer. You're acting as a consumer. You go to certain places, certain restaurants, and you partake in their services, and then you rate them on their service and sending that rating to the company that you work for or that you're contracted out for. So two of those places that I've worked for, Market Force and Bestmark. Market Force and Bestmark are all domestic companies. So these are domestic companies that you have to work for in the United States. So these are not companies that you can work for outside of the United States. I believe maybe some of them in Canada. I'm not too sure, but to my knowledge, both of these companies, you have to work in the United States because most of the companies they're going to send you to are in the United States. However, if you are doing a lot of travel in the United States, or you're doing your off-grid journey in the United States, this will be perfect for you. You pretty much just choose whatever shop you want to take, and you go from there. You choose a company that you actually want to do a secret shop for from their platform, whatever they have available. Market Force, I know, focuses on retail and fast food. So they have a lot of fast food companies on there. And they have a lot of retail companies too. When I took the jobs, I did the retail because usually the retail pay more, especially those companies that are tech companies. So you have a lot of cell phone, retailers on there. A lot of places like that, they usually pay the highest. And they have audits too that you can choose from too. So a lot of companies maybe contract these companies out to have auditors come out to audit their inventory count, audit things, just to make sure things are up to par. So if you're interested in that type of work and you're in the United States, it's good for extra money. You can actually make a pretty decent income from secret shopping. Secret shopping, depending on how creative and willing you are to actually do the work and do the jobs. Let's see. Oh yeah, pay. With these jobs, most shop usually is anywhere between $8 for a simple shop that takes about 15 minutes, all the way up to about $30 for more of those comprehensive ones that are about an hour long for doing like audits, maybe auditing a department store, or auditing a retail phone service provider, or any of that type of stuff. Even putting up the decorations and the marketing inside of movie theaters is pretty good for that. You can make about $15 from just going to put up a poster, or just making sure that the poster is put up in a lot of these movie theaters. So it's pretty good. Let's see, moving on. Sharing economy gigs. Sharing economy, of course, I've done, like a lot of people out there are doing. Once again, something that, is kind of local to your regional area. So if you're in the United States and you want to do some of the sharing economy work, which would be Postmates, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, all of those companies like that, this would be perfect for you, which you can usually take with you throughout whichever region you're signed up in. So if you're in the United States and you're signed up for Postmates, you can usually do Postmates in whatever area of the United States where they have Postmates available. Would you want to do it? It's up to you. Some markets are better than others. Some markets are more doable than others. And especially if you don't have a car, then some markets are maybe not that conducive for that. However, if you have a car and you're traveling in the United States, a lot of these companies are really helpful. Postmates is probably the most widespread as far as food delivery. DoorDash would be next, or Uber Eats, and then DoorDash would be next after that. DoorDash pays the most, but they're not everywhere. But Postmates is everywhere, and it allows you to just deliver food and get a little extra cash, which would be good. Uber, I'm sure everybody knows about Uber and Uber Eats. You have the ride sharing, which you can go and act as a taxi, or you have the Uber Eats, which you can deliver food. You have those options in a lot of places around the United States. Both of them are really good for extra income. My advice, I don't think that I will rent a car through any of these services. I know they have the car rental program for those who are interested in doing that. I would not advise that. If you have a vehicle yourself, maybe even a scooter, a bicycle for some markets, or a car that you already have, then I would go with that from some of these sharing economy companies. The pay at a lot of these companies, the reason why I say I would not rent, because the pay does not really balance out the amount of time that you would have to take to actually pay for your rental, pay for your living expenses, pay for fuel, pay for food to survive, have enough energy to do all this. It just doesn't balance out. These companies are wonderful for extra income, but I just don't think that they're really that great for a solid, sustainable source, single source of income. I just don't. And I don't think that the business models of these companies was created for that. So yeah, those are some of my online job companies that I would recommend to get you started, on your online journey, maybe to help you get some extra income to supplement your main income that you already have when you're trying to, build and maybe exit the matrix or exit Babylon, as a lot of people like to call it. Or even if you just want something extra to live a regular life, okay? You have all of these companies that I just named off, plus a slew of other ones to choose from. So you have some online work lead jobs and job boards that I'm going to leave links to in the description. One of them is the Nomad Playground, which is the www.nomadplayground.com, which has a slew of reviews and company listings for nomads, or for people who want to be nomadic, or for people who don't want to necessarily have income where they have to go in at a set place. You can take your income with you. All of these companies are on Nomad Playground. A lot of them are on Nomad Playground. Malicia at Home is another good one, where she always updates her database with job leads for current and most recent jobs that are hiring right now, and for some of those veterans that are named off. DreamHomeBasedWork.com is another one, and Freelancer.com. So if you are a freelancer, you have a specific skill, maybe you're a web designer, or you actually write, actually really write, you're a videographer, things like that. Freelancer.com is perfect for you. It does require a fee for you to actually find some work on there, but it's really good if that's what you want to do. You want to do more freelance work and really kind of control how much you charge and how much you make. Freelancer.com is perfect for that. Dream Home Based Work, another, just going backwards a little bit, Dream Home Based Work is another place that you could find a lot of online work, where she has like thousands of companies on there of online jobs for you to choose from, depending on your skill level and depending on what it is you want to do. All right, so that's all the information I have for you today on this video. Hopefully it's helpful for you all. Leave a comment if you have any other companies that you've tried yourself, or if you know one of these companies that I just named off and you have your own review, your own experience that you want to share with the group here. Feel free to leave a comment about that. And until next time, wholeness.